All right. How's everyone doing today? I hope very well. It's been quite a while since I've live streamed. Last month, I think, was the last time. Just needed a little break. A lot of stuff going on, family, holidays, you know, all the deal there. So I hope everybody had a great New Year's and happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Mine was good, relaxing, wasn't too hectic, so pretty thankful for that. How's everyone doing today? Berto, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Rob, thanks for the re-membership. I appreciate you, man. Chrome Nuke, how you doing? Astrono, good to see you. Alan, how you doing, man? Ronnie, good to see you. 07s. Merch Star, how you doing? Greg, good to see you, man. Waiting all year for the MCStu stream. Yep. Sorry guys. Sorry for the wait there. We snuck it in right before the end of the month. So there's been a lot going on in game. There's a lot of stuff that I want to cover over these next couple weeks. So mainly today we're just going to talk a little bit about the event, the reward ship, the World Raiser, and then a little preview on some of what I'm going to be covering here in the next few weeks. We'll take a little closer look at the World Raiser, take it into a TFO at the end, and just see. I'll give you my thoughts on the ship. I've been playing with it for about a week now, and so I'll give you guys my feedback on that. All things Trek, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Crusher, how you doing, bud? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's just start with a couple housekeeping things. I made a video on this, and let me make sure I pull up the right screen here. But I just wanted to make sure if you weren't aware that there is that giveaway going on Alienware's website. They announced it on the Twitter page for STO. And it looks like there's still a good amount of keys. It looks like it's run out a couple times and they re-up it. So I think what happens is they give them like a huge chunk of keys and then they'll release batches of them. Because when I made the video, there was people saying that they were gone. The next morning I had checked and there was like 9,000. Looks like it's down to 3,000 now. There's still some keys that are similar to this package from last year that are still available. So I think there's probably more than enough. If you do show up to this site and it says it's out, I would check back a little bit later, and most likely you'll see that the keys have been replenished there for you to get. So it's nothing super groundbreaking here, but the elite service packs are nice. We've been getting a bunch of these through some of the keys that were given out over the last few months, and then also the giveaway that they were doing in game for the anniversary. So we got one from that as well. So that makes it real nice for increasing your inventory space and your BOF slots, things like that. Some of these other things aren't a real big deal. I mean, ambush turrets are nice if you don't have them, but again, I mean, not super groundbreaking, but something little extra there on the inventory slots is definitely always nice. I wish they didn't cap the inventory slots, because I have them maxed out on my main and it's like I need more. I'm sure you guys know the feeling. All right, so that was the main thing I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of there. Let's just briefly talk about the new lockbox. So the ship is definitely cool. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a bit. It was pretty light in here, so there's no like personal ground and space traits. I think there's one starship trait. There's some kit modules, weapons, and then there's also the the bridge officers. There's no duty officers either. So the amount of stuff that is dropping out of these boxes, the variety of stuff, let's put it that way, out of these boxes is pretty small. So that means that we're going to see a lot of some of these other things really piled up on the exchange. So one of the main things, so the ship's decent. The weapons are all okay that come out of it. The ground weapons look really cool. I like them. I wish that they would holster on your back though instead of on your side. It's kind of a bummer with the rifles. Some crisscross rifles would be cool. And the space weapons, I mean, they're not bad by any stretch at all, but they're not, you know, anything super special. The proc is a little bit higher than what you would get on most weapons at 5% instead of 2.5 for the shield pen and hull pen. So if you had a full setup of them, probably not too bad. But again, I mean, it's, you know, if you went with regular phasers compared to those, you're most likely not going to notice any kind of major difference there. Sort of suck, Spencer. Spencer, I meant to message you before. Are you going live later? I was going to see if I could get a redirect to work. What's the cat called on the exchange? Well, from what I understand, and I haven't used these bridge officers in a mission, so they're with me on ground, but it looks like they can change into a cat. So it's not a cat that you can get from the lockbox. There is a charm that was available during the was it the Halloween event, I think, that gave you a charm that would allow you to turn into a cat, real similar to these, but without the little bow tie thing. But that's not in the lockbox. Can you control when they turn into it? Like I said, I haven't even brought them down to a ground map. Maybe you'll jump over to Nimbus and try it. So apart from the ship, which is pretty decent, one of the other good things that have come out of this pack is the buffs themselves. So I did a video on that earlier this week. They're a good alternative for non-Romulan characters to get instead of SROs. So they give a 3% critical chance and is it 3% critical severity? They're all screwed up though right now. They're giving more than what they should. They do stack. Apparently there's some question as to whether or not they stacked. I never really questioned that, but because most of the things in terms of duty officers do, at least with the SROs. 3 and 3. Yeah, so I think the first one is giving you 4, and then they're all 4 critical chance, and then I think they're all giving you 5 critical severity in the testing that I did. So even if we forget about that, at 3 and 3, that's pretty good. And the price for these are holding steady on the exchange at around 6 mil or so. And so let's talk about just kind of the differences a little bit. So in my video, after I made it and posted it, I thought of some ways that I probably could have made that a little bit clear. So with SROs, you have fleet SROs and you have non-fleet SROs. Non-fleet SROs can come from duty officer missions, and you can buy them off of the exchange if you're a Romulan captain. And you can slot them. They're very inexpensive. That's why, one of the reasons that Romulans in the past were so good, because you could just buy them easily and you could pick up different classes of them, right? So you could stack your entire, ship loadout with Romulan operatives, engineer, science, and tactical. So they changed that with the fleet one. So in the past, the fleet ones, you could only get tactical officers, and that was the only way that non-Romulan characters could get SROs, and on most builds you're only going to have 2 tactical officers, so basically you're limited to having 2 of them, which gave a big advantage to Romulan tunes, because you could get all the different classes and you could buy them from the exchange. So they made an adjustment where at the fleet you could get all the different classes, so that was really nice, but they did make some corrections and upped the rarity, which also upped the cost of them. So they're fairly expensive. They're 100 and something fleet marks, and I think 60k dilithium. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere fairly high, 40 or 60 k. And they so that gave access to everybody in the game, regardless of your what your faction was. Romulan operatives that were available in all the different classes. But they're fairly expensive. So these bridge officers, depending on what your resource and distribution looks like, if you have a decent amount or a good method for grinding out EC, these are really easy to get at any level. Now, if you're a Romulan character, so with the changes they made, they basically made it equal so everybody could get all the same stuff. But if you're a Romulan character with the non-fleet bridge officers, those are bugged, and they have been for a super long time, and I don't believe they'll ever be fixed. And so with the Romulan operatives, there's 3 different versions of them that give, you know, differing levels of critical chance and severity. The bug that's happening is if you slot one, you're getting all of those versions on the one. So if you slot a superior Romulan operative, you're going to get the regular operative stats and the basic operative stats. So Romulans still have an edge because of that issue with the way that the different versions of the trait are stacking up on each individual bridge officer. I know this has been going back and forth for a long time, and again, based off of, you know, what I've seen, it doesn't seem like that's gonna get fixed. And if it does, it'll end up breaking like 5 other things. So I kind of hope they don't, at least in that regard. I do wish they could fix it without breaking anything else, because then that would make it fair and it would kind of level that playing field. So if you are a Romulan and you're trying to build up your crit chance and crit severity, you're going to want to go with non-fleet RSOs. Buy them off the exchange or run the different missions that you can to get a hold of those. If you are anything else and you don't have a lot of fleet resources, or maybe you're not in a fleet or whatever, then these Watcher bridge officers would be the ones that you'd want to pick up. Because at 6 mil a pop, you know, you could pick one up a week if you're grinding it out, if you weren't playing a ton, and it would be fairly easy to get enough, you know, EC to fully build out your ship with these officers. Let me just catch up on chat. Sorry, that was kind of long-winded, but it gets so so confusing. In the video I was doing, I had saved a loadout with no bridge officers, and then a loadout with all of these bridge officers, and then a loadout with all of my SROs, and was demonstrating how they're really similar. But I did it on a Romulan character with non-fleet SROs. So when I switched over, the SROs just blew these guys out of the water in terms of numbers, but that's because of that bug that's happening. So I hope that makes sense. If you need a little more detail on that, you know, if you're newer, or, you know, you're just getting into trying to build out your bridge officers a little bit better and you have questions, join the Discord server down in the description, and you can ask questions in there, and we can walk you through that a little bit better potentially. Speaking of the Discord server, let's talk about some of the giveaways that we have going for today. Let me make sure I don't pull a Spencer here. He knows what I'm talking about. So Martin had donated 60 keys to me to give away. So I broke that up into basically 3 prizes. So we have 47 minutes left on this. So just after the stream ends today, these will be drawn. So hit up the Discord server, go to the giveaway tab, and hit this button here, and that'll enter you in for the key giveaway. Again, there'll be 3 winners, 20 keys each, and this is for PC. Sorry. I think Spencer pulled up something on his stream the other day and with Discord and didn't mean to. Also, we will do, towards the end of the stream, we'll do another giveaway for the 100 million EC. That'll be for PC only as well. I'm not multi-streaming today, so this is just only going to be on YouTube. What do you guys think about the little off subject, the multi-streaming? For me, I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of a lot for me to like read all the different chats, and then the other side of that is I have to like turn the quality way down, and that just really bothers me. I don't know. I don't know if there's a big plus to doing that. I mean, because normally what I'll do is I'll you know, little trade secrets. I'll stream on both, and then I'll do the giveaways on both, and you can enter on both. So it kind of pushes, you know, each audience cross-platform. I think it's a pretty, you know, good tactic, and it gives you guys the opportunity when I do run the giveaways to have, you know, twice the chance of winning. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody, but it's just kind of a lot. And I got to tell you, I had the stream set up today for probably about an hour, and I was just sitting here like, I don't want to go live, but I do want to go live. I don't know. I'm just being lazy, guys. Don't let me get too far off track here. All right, so let's keep moving along. So these bridge officers are good. If you're a Romulan and you have a full set of non-fleet SROs, then you probably don't need it. The other stat that's on it is the defensive maneuvering. I'm no expert on PvP. But I do know that, you know, defensive rating, accuracy ratings, things like that are hugely important in PvP, so that might be something you want to look at. I would check out Brett's gaming channel. He focuses on PvP only in STO, and he's really, really knowledgeable, so he would be the guy to talk to if you have questions on the PvP. I think I have a link for his channel down in the description. If I don't, I'll add it after, so you guys have that if you're interested in checking him out. He's got like free-to-play builds for PvP, bunch of different stuff like that. It's really, really cool. Is there a known bug with the fleet colony and donating the colony resources? Not that I'm aware of, Crusher. Infamous. With more than half of the player base on console, why do you think they seem to favor / prioritize PC? They get content first and stipends. So what I think it is the QA process for console is pretty stringent. I'm actually surprised at the amount of problems that have been allowed to make it through to console. But my understanding is that when they, you know, do updates, patches, new content, that all goes into PC first because it's just internal QA for them. Bugs they can try and work out as best as possible. And when they submit it to PlayStation or Xbox, there's a third party, you know, one of those companies that also QA it, and there's more stringent restrictions on it. So I think part of it is even if they, you know, did a really good job internally and released them, what they would have to do is submit it to Xbox first, hold the content, wait for that lag time for them to make sure, and then drop it to PC. So I think what they do is they drop it on the PC, let it run for a bit, find any potential problems, try and fix them, and then they submit it. And that's why you end up with, you know, a month or so or even more of a lag time with content. As for the stipends, again, I think that also has to do with Xbox and PlayStation, because everything goes through the PlayStation wallet or the Xbox wallet. Again, I don't know all the details, but that's my understanding why it feels like, and there is a discrepancy between the way it looks in terms of priority for those two platforms. I mean, people on those platforms are spending money too, so I don't think internally they're like, we don't care about them as much. I think if it were up to them, they probably would want to get those out as quickly as possible because, like I said, half the player base is there. So that's my thoughts on that. There is a problem with coffers. Lots of fleets got stuck with the provisions in your Fed fleet. There are not any projects. Okay, I'll look into that because I did notice on our fleet that I think it was on the Colony, if I remember right. I think it was the Colony. There hasn't been any projects slotted for a while. I just briefly looked at that and I didn't know if we weren't slotting because we were focusing on something else. But I'll look into that. All right, let's go ahead and move along here. So that's the lockbox. Again, there's just not a ton to go over. I haven't even played with the ground modules here. From what I understand, they're not game breaking. I mean, everything doesn't need to be game breaking though for it to be good, right? So I'd recommend they're super cheap on the exchange. Pick them up, try them out. If you enjoy them, you enjoy them, and that's really all that matters, right? If you're high DPS chaser on ground, or you're just trying to put out the most damage and effectiveness, my understanding is these are not going to make a big difference with that. Explosive drones are good for some situations, but can't those be shot down, or is that one of the other ones? I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, it just depends on the situation, right? You've been playing with the new kit modules. They're great. Okay, Dwayne. Yeah, and like I said, I haven't played with them, and I'm not pooping on them. And they're super cheap, so I would recommend checking them out. I would pick them up, or I will pick them up. I just haven't got around to doing that. It wasn't on the priority list. Let's talk about the compiler a little bit. I'm not going to go into all the different specs and stuff because you guys have, I'm sure, gone through all of this. I'm more interested in the way it looks. My first impression, if you watched my live reaction to it, and my face was that of a little bit of surprise, like, what is that? And I didn't look at it and say, oh, I hate that, it's ugly. It's just weird to me. It just doesn't fit Star Trek. I mean, I think it's cool that, you know, they're being creative, and I think they did a really good job on the ship. And I'm not saying that I don't like it, but I'm not super pumped about it. And I am definitely in the minority on that too, because the poll that I put out on this, for if you're excited for that anniversary ship, I mean, it's only 21% no. You know, so we're like a 4-to-1, you know. And I think the not sure maybe wasn't the best option, but that's probably where I fall as well. There's sometimes it ships that, you know, will come out and people just hate them, you know, but this ship, I mean, overall, people are pretty stoked about it. All the comments that I've gotten on it, people are really pumped. I understand it resembles some ships from some other franchises that I'm not super familiar with. I did look them up to see, you know, what they were, and I definitely can see that. I personally did get kind of that Babylon 5 vibe a little bit, but from what I understand, it's really close to what's that other one? They just put a new one out of it, or I can see like the ship, and it's like a jump ship kind of station or something like that, right? What game is it, guys? My brain is not working. You're hoping for another Alliance ship? I kind of was too. I was hoping for an Alliance science ship, personally. Mass Effect, yeah, that's the one. Terrell, thank you. Mass Effect, yeah. That's the one that I got like crazy everyone was talking about. So, and I think it's some sort of like portal ship or something like that, right? But it's a central kind of thing around the game. And, you know, the more I look at it, it does kind of remind me, I guess, of the V'ger kind of stuff, maybe. But I don't know. Again, I'm not pooping on it. The effects that it has, like in the middle and stuff, I think look really, really cool. And I think, you know, the overall design, you know, the work they put into it looks really good. I guess what I'm saying is it's just not for me. I'm going to get it, obviously. I'm going to fly it. But, you know, I play the game for Star Trek, and, you know, I'm a boomer, so the TNG is kind of that sweet spot for me. There's some other exceptions to it. So, you know, when I get something like this, I'm not angry or anything like that. I'm just kind of like, whatever. I don't hate it, though. I'd ask you guys what you think, but I mean, on these polls, I mean, we got quite a bit of response on them. We had almost 900, you know, votes on this, and it's pretty clear. The community is pretty pumped about it, and it got good positive feedback, so... It's as big as a J. Yeah, I've seen it in game a couple times up against a few other ships, and it is really, really big. The last, not 2 ships, but 2 out of the last 3 ships were really big as well. Because if you look at the Jellyfish ship, that thing was massive as well. Ludwig, how you doing? It's almost as big as a Valkyrie. A Valkys, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a hefty ship. It looks really wide. It's not real long. You know, then it's got these fins that give it some extra little ump. I didn't buy it out early, so I won't have it for another, I don't know, I'll have to check my thing, but I think I still got a good, 14 days or so. I haven't missed a day yet, so. Which one of the you know, missions, TFOs, the Omega scanning, which one have you guys been utilizing to unlock the ship and make the progression through the event? I've personally been doing the Lupiter. Myself seems to be the easiest. I still haven't played the new mission. Lupiter, yeah. Lupiter. Should do a poll on that. AFKing, yeah, I'll admit to it. I mean, most of the time, at least for sure on my free-to-play, like last night I played in a public queue. I'll never, ever AFK a public queue. I think that's Not cool. And there's also, you can, you know, get AFK'd, so you can't do anything else, but you can queue that up in a private, and I don't see any problem doing that. It doesn't hurt anybody else, and everybody can do it if they want to, and it doesn't hurt Cryptic's metrics either, because there's still instances of that going. So I don't see any issue with that at all. All right, so yeah. So we'll check it out once we get it. We'll do a live stream and a review video on that once we have it. The specs, and again, I'm not going to go into a ton of detail, but they did not look terrible. It looks like we'll be able to put together some pretty decent builds on this. So for a free ship and a free platform, it's great. And if you don't hate it, you know, and you don't have a lot of ships, then, you know, this is a good addition to your fleet roster there. And again, I don't hate it. I just not a huge fan of the design, even though they did a good job on it. I want to do the mission more because I want to try out the new. Yeah, I want to do the mission because I want to pick up the torpedo that's in it and some of the weapons as well. But I haven't played the last couple, and so I don't really want to skip ahead. One of these nights I'll just, you know, solo and just play through and enjoy it. I don't like to speed run the stuff the first time I do it, and you know, hopefully the writing's good and stuff, and it'll be enjoyable. My understanding is that that mission's pretty long, so having to run that over and over again might be a little bit of a bummer if you're trying to get a full set of weapons. Can you get repeats of the same weapons? Will it let you do that? It is long, yeah. 30 minutes, okay. And you only get one weapon per drop? Get to play as yourself. Yeah, that was one of the things that turned me off from the was it the last one or the one before that? And I didn't play it because I'm not really interested in, you know, flying a ship that they put together for us. I didn't mind it on what was the one in the Gamma Arc? Where you go with the Ferengis. It's like Lucky something. That one was really well done, and even though you weren't playing yourself, it was kind of short-lived, and it was kind of cool because it was more of you actually kind of interacting with that storyline, and the way that they did it, where it was like each person doing their task, you know, and it's like they're talking through what they're doing as you're doing each one of those different tasks was really, really cool and creative. And they didn't take that too far. And the feedback I've got on on that last mission is that people really, really didn't like that, and it was a little bit tough. I mean, how would you do that mission on like Elite or something like that if you wanted to, you know, on a build that they've slapped together for you? Do more Iconian War. That was a really good arc. All right, what else do we want to cover here? I'm not going to go through all the sales and that kind of thing, guys. I hope everybody did take advantage of the free stuff that they gave out. The last free giveaway was on the 24th, so you can't. They're only up for the 24 hours. So hopefully you guys grabbed all of that stuff. The patch notes are a joke. I'm sorry. You know, there was something in, I think, this one where it's like we fixed this weird thing that was happening with artillery barrage, and they fixed it, and it just ruined the entire ability. I think there was something in there about loadouts, and then they had an update to, you know, there were some loadout problems. My loadouts, I'm still having problems. That loadout issue, I should do a poll on this, and I'm kind of torn personally, but if you're someone that doesn't change ships a lot or builds a lot, it probably isn't a big deal, or the problem isn't big to you, but the solution potentially may not even be a big problem for you as well. I mean, should they just get rid of loadouts? I mean, if, you know, it's not every other time that it breaks, but it's always at like the worst time, right? So maybe one out of every, I don't know, 10 or 20 times there's some kind of problem. For other people, like I said, they don't change ships a lot and change builds, you know, they don't run into that bug and that issue. I run into it pretty often because I'm kind of all over the place. But what if they just got rid of the loadouts? You know, so you just didn't have to mess with it. And if you're somebody that doesn't run into this problem a lot, it's probably because you don't change your build in your ship. I don't know. It kind of seems like an extreme solution, because having a loadout system is really, really nice. But from what I understand, at least, you know, when they first released it, it had problems and it's never worked properly. Yeah, Chrome Nuke, I'm back and forth, you know, because one part of me, like, when it's breaking, I'm like, why don't they just get rid of this, you know? But the rest of the time when it's working, I mean, you figure, like, on my sticks build, I have 4 different loadouts saved. You know, one for tanking, one for cannons, one for just fun fire at will, and then a torp build on it. If I had to rebuild that ship every time I wanted to switch one, that would really, really suck. So it's kind of like... It's kind of like you just have to, you know, take the bad with the good, I guess. Because having nothing, I think... I know for me, at least, I would probably... If I made that suggestion and they made that change, I bet I would hate myself. A couple weeks after that, you know. But it's something interesting to think about. I mean, they... I want to say, like, they got to do something about it, but I mean, they haven't, and I don't think they're gonna. I think they want to, but I don't think they're able to. Why that is, I just don't know. All right, let's jump into games. Is there anything else I want to look at? Oh, a little preview. So this Spencer did a video. This is a week or so back. Had to do with botting and the economy in general. I'm gonna do a live reaction most likely to this either next week or the following week. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. We're gonna focus more on the bot side, Cryptic's response, kind of the history to that. So that'll be really good. If you guys haven't checked out this video, I'll also link that down in the description. It's really, really good. If you're unaware of these things, and I'll just kind of tease a little bit of it, you know, there are large bot farms that are, you know, that are the problem with the DIL exchange. I don't care what Cryptic says. We've already seen a difference since he released this video, and this particular one got shut down. And the only reason this one got shut down is because somebody made a mistake and didn't hide all their characters. So we've already seen a big impact, and this isn't even a big one compared to the many others that there are. And Cryptic's response they didn't give us a big response, but it was more of kind of a side-handed, you know, I don't think that's all the problem kind of thing. And that might be true, but it's definitely a huge problem. The other part of it too is that you figure with this one bot farm, they're running hundreds of instances of Starbase 1. What does that do to the server performance when you have 100 extra instances and times that by however many more bot farms there are? What does that do to the server performance for the rest of us when you have, you know, massive amounts of instances running on those that are not legit, let's say? So anyways, that's just a little preview of kind of what I want to talk about with you guys and get your thoughts on that. So again, I'll link this video. Actually, here, I'll link it in chat right now for you. If you guys haven't checked this out, queue it up after. But definitely give it a watch. It's really good. It's more than just about the bots. He talks about the economy at large, you know, on the exchange and all those different things as well. So there is that. All right, let's go ahead and get the giveaway going for the EC, and then we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the World Raiser, and then we'll do a run or two. If you want to get in on a run and you are a channel member, you get priority. And I made a channel for this. I just need to find it. I don't know if it's just in the member one. No. Where is it, guys? I'm just missing it here. It's been so long since I've streamed. I'm just like, I feel like I'm lost. Yeah, I thought I put a priority channel in here and it was working. Richard, no raffle yet. I'll have it started here in just a moment. I'll look at that here in a second. I'm going to get a refill on my drink real quick. I'll get the giveaway started, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the World Raiser, and I'll figure out for the priority queuing here. So give me just a minute, guys, and I will be back in just a second. The giveaway is not live yet, guys. It'll be live in just a moment. All right, if you are a member of YouTube, the team up, I think this will work also for if you're a Twitch sub, even though we're not live on Twitch. So you'll get priority, and then I'll just pick from whoever's around or asked to jump in for that. So there's that. I'll get the giveaway started. I'm gonna grab my drink and I'll be right back. All right, so the giveaway is live, as you guys see there. So exclamation point raffle will get you in. And I turned off, well, I didn't turn off. I made the timer 2 hours on it, but I will go ahead and just close it out once we get finished today. So probably about 15 minutes or so, and that'll conclude our stream for today. So let's go ahead and take a look at the World Raiser. So I personally love-hate the way the ship looks. There's something about it that I just like, and then there's something about it I don't like. And it's this, the way the deflector is just kind of weird. I put the Ross bottom on it, but it looks like it's like a Cyclops, you know, on the top. But at the same time, I just still really like it. It's kind of a bizarre thing. They got me somehow with the marketing on it, but I mean, it looked really cool in the painting as well. And so overall, I really like the way that, you know, the nacelles all look on it. It's, you know, the texturing looks really good. I mean, the Galaxy class in general, I think they've done a really good job of, you know, in this game, and it looks really, really good. So I'm a fan. The ship itself, performance-wise, is pretty good. I would say though that if you like the ship, you like the way it looks, it's definitely worth going after, because it's also a good ship. If you're looking for, you know, the next best thing, it's not that. I mean, it could do top end, I think, you know, with cannon scatter volley and some of the other things, but, you know, like most, you know, juggernauts, it just, it turns like a pig. I mean, it's a little, you know, it's bad like the rest of them. Now, if you can keep all your speed boost up and that kind of thing, it's not as bad. But as soon as, you know, they go on that cooldown, you just really feel that that difference. So I'll just go over real quickly what I have build-wise on here. So what I did is I basically took my cannon scatter volley build and put it on this ship, added the EBM up front, and then I swapped out a couple traits to benefit basically the torpedo. So the subspatial warheads, and then I also added the rapid emitted armaments. And so the reason for these two, so the rapid emitted armaments, it puts out a heavy plasma torpedo, 3 of them. When you use tractor beam refreshes pretty quick. High yield with the EBM, and then with the isolytic tears. Both of these do a good amount of damage, and if you pair that with the recursive shearing, you can get some pretty good damage out of this thing. Generally, you're going to want to pair or time these hits out with a you know, something that's got a good amount of HP in advance. So that's normally going to be like the Gate, the N tac cube, or maybe the is it the gens? Always get mixed up if it's the gens or the other thing. Anyways, the side pieces. So you want to time it out like that. If you try and drop, you know, a combo like that on a sphere or something like that, you're just not going to get the most out of it. And so it does very well, especially with concentrated firepower to get that refresh. But again, I mean, it's kind of a hybrid. I like to see what I think. Spencer, you ran a similar build to this in an ISE, and he did pretty damn good. But I mean, there's not a lot that he doesn't do really good, so it's kind of hard to gauge that, you know. But I think that's where this ship excels. Probably like a dual beam bank beam overload would also do really well with basically the same kind of configuration, but with just beam overload and beams up front. So basically we're leveraging the recursive shearing is kind of the main thing that we're doing there. Iceman, you're a Transformers fan first, Star Trek and Starfleet fan. Awesome. Does decent torp, Nick. Yeah, I can see that too. I mean, and especially with the state of call artillery, you know, you're not losing a lot not having that commander command slots. You do lose a little bit only having 3 in the back, so your mines are a little bit down, but it is a pretty versatile ship. I mean, you know, so you could do, you know, beam overload do build. If you really know what you're doing, you could probably do a you know, a fire at will forward facing with EBM as well. Torp build you can definitely do no problem. Cannon scatter volley, there's a couple different flavors you could do of that. The first build I put on it was just with scatter volley in the commander slot here, get a little bit more out of that, and it did well. But I mean, my Norway smokes this though. I mean, in advanced content, my Norway just smokes it. Little spoiler, I'll have a top C-store ships coming out video here soon, and Norway is going to be pretty high up on that list. So that's the build I got. I'm not going to go deep dive on this, but the moral of the story is it's a decent ship. It's a good platform, and it's a versatile platform. You can do a lot of different things with it. So from a value standpoint, you know, it's good if you're, you know, someone that has the EC to spend on this, or you're a lockbox opener or whatever. And if you really like the way the ship looks, then it's, you know, it's a good to go all around. But you know, if you're, like I said, if you're looking for the next best thing, you're not going to want to spend that money on keys or you know, the EC. If you're just looking for, you know, like I said, the next top end or whatever it may be. All right, why don't we go ahead and take it into, we'll do a, let's do an ISA with it. Actually, let's do a cure found. Yeah, let me find where I put Discord here. All right, I'm gonna back up a little. Nobody queued up in the team up tab. So like I said, if you're a member and you want to jump in on it, you get priority. So just put your tune name @handle here, and I will put that into private team there. Otherwise, we'll give that just a minute just in case any of the members want to do that. I'm just going to back up a little bit here. Anyone that would like to get on that, just come follow me over here, and I'll just pick some people at random. Justin, glad the ship is good. Like the design. Yeah, it's one of those ones where you're not just buying a skin, you know. So it's if you like the way the ship looks and you have the resources to get it, then it's definitely worth getting. Nick, you want me to pick you? All right. You're a channel member. Where are you? Best option for loadouts is to delete them. You don't have to get rid of them. And any force on your ship can be removed. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad to just clear a spot. I wonder if that would help with whatever the back end problem is, which I don't know what it is, but that might be a possible solution. Because I was getting weird stuff where it was like, it was pulling a bunch of my abilities off my ship. I couldn't reload the loadout, so you log in, log out, change instances. But as I re-slotted the stuff, the loadout went back, you know, it said, okay, you're all good now. So it's like it remembered what it should have been, but it just couldn't pull the things to re-slot it. All right. What are we looking for? We're looking for cure. You know, normally, you know, save, resave. Once it's saved, move, you know, two of the same consoles, like attack console, switch it and resave it again. But like I said, I'm getting really weird things where when I open like my UI, like this, my ship will reload in and then like stuff's missing and it's all effed. So right now it's saying that it's not saved. I saved it before I started the live stream today, so it's I don't know. Don't get me going back down that rabbit hole. It's so annoying. All right, here we go. So we'll go ahead and run Cure Found, and then we'll go ahead and pull the winner for the giveaway. Geek, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Why Advanced? Instead of Elite? This one, I mean, I think it'd make a little more sense if we did an Elite on this to have a tank. And I don't know what level everybody's at as well, so it's like, I don't want anybody to, you know, come in and feel bad. We're just having fun. Oh, we should talk about the Juggernaut array. This thing is freaking awesome. Having the temporal seating too for uncom procs is great. The Heisenberg amplifier is really, really good because it refreshes so fast. It's ridiculous. I do like to kind of move around a little faster, and again, that's kind of one of my complaints on the ship, because it's a juggernaut. I mean, it's supposed to be like that, right? So I understand. I think part of that's why I like the Norway so much, because it just flies so good. Oh, we didn't get everything yet. Sorry, guys. I'm over here sitting, waiting for the end spawn. We'll do one more after this. We'll do an ISA. We can do an ISE if somebody wants to bring a tank. GG. Yeah, why don't we, Nick, would you mind switching to a tank? We'll do an ISE in it, just see how it does with some targets with a little bit more hit points. Theme tank, sure. A fun tank, how about that? Let me see if the team stayed together. Oops. It did. Anybody that is currently on the team that is not interested in going into a ISE, just go to your TFO tab, go to private, and hit leave. Otherwise, hang tight, and we'll have some fun with that. Cables, what's up, man? Okay, it'll be on another tune. I'm going to kick you from the team, Nick, and it looks like we had one person leave. God damn it. I'm an idiot, you guys. I left the team. Let me rebuild it. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite Nick. Let me double check Discord here. I have a tank or two. Sorry, Cables. I should keep this up on my other computer so I can see. All right, so if you're following me, you're going to go with us. All right, web. Nick, let me know when you're ready there. Web, did you not get that invite? Okay. You're ready? Okay, Nick, what tune are you on? not found. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm just gonna make sure my combat log is up. Let me just take a look and see how this ship does. All right, here we go. Yeah, if you're on the team and you're going, bring whatever you want. This is for funsies. All right, we have, looks like 125 entrances in the giveaway for the 100 million EC. If you're just showing up, make sure you get in on that. This is for PC, 100 million EC, and it's exclamation point raffle. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and launch it. Hopefully I don't die too horribly. Fleet Norway, yes. I think that's probably my favorite ship right now, the Fleet Norway. Okay, we are floating. I believe. Yep. Nick will talk about that after the G14. I am going to change that channel. Oh, there's, hopefully this gets out to you in time. There's 46 seconds left in the giveaway in Discord for the keys. So make sure you get in on that. You got a few seconds left. Trying to decide if I should save this Juggernaut array for the end or use it at the beginning. I think I'll use it at the beginning. I wish there was a way to cool down that ability. Like set abilities and built-in abilities, you just can't do anything to cool them down, unfortunately. Oh. Well, I thought for sure I was going to REA myself. Back up, back up, back up. All right, make sure we hang tight for cleanup. So I got a few spheres left. All right, still got two on the left, or the right, I'm sorry. Yeah, there gets to be so much stuff happening on the screen, like I'll have a hard time like seeing which way I'm pointing. That was a little bit out of order. That's right. Whew. That was a fun one. GG's, guys. That was good. I want to see. I was able to use the Juggernaut array twice. I want to see what how that did. Everybody did over 100K. That's really good. I wonder how this compares to the array that's on the what? The big one. I don't know why my brain isn't working. The one that everybody uses for the scatter volley, the Juggy. I think it does Polaron damage, I think, on that one. I wonder how that compares to this. Juggernaut array. It only did 8K damage. I probably should have saved that for more grouped up instead of large targets. Because I think it does an area of effect, like going directly in front of it. Heavy plasma torpedo, same. Like that didn't. I'm kind of back and forth if I want to keep using that or not. But Isolitic Tears definitely did really well with it. Little heavy cannons, though. I mean, if you just went straight just cannon build, and I wanted to just try and do something a little bit different from what I normally do, and I'm happy with it. It's fun. There's a little bit more to think about in timing out and clicking your abilities, which I was actually doing backwards in some of that. But overall, this ship's really, it's a really capable ship. And granted, I do have a lot of expensive stuff on it, but even if I had this on my free-to-play, in an ISA run, I could perform very, very well. I mean, 300K, no problem. And that's with, a couple low B pieces and mostly rep gear. So the ship itself it's good. Again, if you love the way it looks and you have the resources, it's worth getting. If you don't have the resources, save your money for what's really important, which isn't this. Norway's surprisingly good platform for builds. Yeah, and the Norway can do it all as well. I mean, you use scatter volley, beam overload, torpedo. You can even tank with it because it's got the command stuff, I believe. Yeah. Does it have artillery? You could tank with it, but it wouldn't be super great. Or not artillery, the commander command. It does not. But that's a really, really good ship. If you're looking at this and you're just like, I just want to get a good, a ship that does good, and, then I would go Norway over this, because the cost for something like this is going to be, quite a bit more than the Norway, which you can get for either $30, you can get it on sale for $24, or, I end up getting the fleet version anyways, and I don't really care about the trait that comes on it or the console. So you could even just go into your rep and get fleet modules and just get it for free in game. So, the Norway's awesome. We'll be talking about that more here soon in the future. Let's go back over to Civilization. Good job, guys, though. That was fun. And let's go ahead and get this giveaway pulled. And then I'm going to go find some food. It's the first time I brought up food, guys. Are you proud of me? It's a New Year's resolution. Don't talk about food on stream. Actually, what it is, my wife made me breakfast, and it was filled me up. Some eggs and toast, and then she made, it was like Greek yogurt with different kinds of granola in it, a little bit of chocolate chip. Now I'm getting hungry thinking about it. All right. Last chance. I'll give you guys another minute or so to go ahead and get your entries in if you have not. This is for 100 million EC for PC. And exclamation point raffle. Am I saying that right? Yeah, type that in. Another 30 seconds. Ray, how you doing? Ray of Light, I saw you earlier as well. I want to make sure I said hello. And while we're waiting for a moment there, I just want to check something. I didn't hear Spencer say anything about... and my frames dropped hard, it looks like, during that. Because I'm only streaming on YouTube, I cranked my my amount or my bandwidth way up, and I couldn't remember what I had it at before, so I think I might have gone a little bit high. For intense stuff, that might get a little bit weird. I just want to see if there's any redirects we can do here. Or customize, add a redirect. Yeah, awesome. Spencer's live right now, so I'm gonna set the redirect for him. So when we're done, just hang tight, and it's gonna move you over to Spencer's live stream. You guys need to ask him about that Polaron drain build I've been asking him for like a year. He's the only guy that can pull it off. I know it. All right, so I've saved that, so that should redirect over to him when we're done. Scrambled eggs for Star Trek Online and I like scrambled eggs. I personally, though, I like fried eggs better over medium. Like the yolk a little bit wet, but I like eggs, so I'll eat it pretty much anyway. All right, we're gonna go ahead and close the entries, and we're gonna pick a winner. So when I pick the winner, you need to be here, you need to say something, and you need to let me know if you are in Discord. If you're not in Discord, let me know if you're in Twitter, because we're gonna need to be able to communicate after the stream and do the verification and coordinate, getting you your prize there. If you win, please say, hey, I'm here and I'm in Discord or I'm on Twitter. Discord's preferable. Twitter, you can message through there as well. So, all right, here we go. Denny Tate, are you here? Please say something in chat if you are here. This chatbot's so nice because it'll actually put it right here. And we're gonna give you a minute and a half, and then we will redraw. So just in case there's a little bit of a delay built up. Denny Tate, you have won the giveaway. Denny Tate. It's not looking good. Well, let's check the giveaway here in Discord as well. Logical, Aquarius, Damien, you guys have won keys. Shoot me a DM. If you're not in stream, I'll message you guys as well after, because this is kind of separate from the stream. But Denny Tate, last chance, say something. We're gonna re-roll. YouTube can, if you pause it, on Twitch, if you pause it and then you hit play again, it brings you right back up to live. But on YouTube, it doesn't, and that can be a bummer. All right, Denny. I am sorry, but we are going to go ahead and redraw. Here we go. Jeff Lime? Lime? Jeff, are you here? Jeff, please say something in chat and let me know if you use Discord. There he is. Jeff, do you use Discord? You're on Discord too. Awesome. Shoot me a DM. If you're not in the server, you will be able to join it with the link down below. And then just shoot me a DM once you get in there. RDM. I don't know if I just... Oh, Nick deleted that. That's okay. I would have approved it, but Nick got to it just a little bit quicker. All right. Well, congratulations to you, Jeff, on winning the EC and the winners in the Discord server for the master keys. That's going to do it for me today. Like I said, we'll have some more videos coming out this coming week. There'll probably be some just surprise stuff depending on whatever's happening in game. There's quite a few subjects I want to just kind of do discussion kind of talks on as well. For me personally, they're a little more interesting, and I feel like for you guys it is as well. If there's some particular build video kind of things that you guys are interested in, I do want to start putting out some more kind of updated stuff. I mean, the stuff that's currently out, because it was new player friendly and it wasn't like on the quote unquote meta end, nothing's really changed. So those are all still good, but I want to add to that catalog. So you can come into the YouTube video suggestion. You can ask for specific ships, but generally I'll only do like it around a specific ship if it's something that's like really popular, because builds you can just transfer from ship to ship. Maybe I'll do a video just about that. But we will be doing either next week or the week after. The live stream will be a little bit of news, then mostly discussion on the bot issue as well. So don't miss out on that. All right. Well, I think that that does it for now, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here, and until next time, stay safe and have a good one. Remember, hang around. It's going to transfer you over to Spencer's channel. I want to see how it works. Alex, have a good one. Voyager, thanks for being here. Chrome Nuke, appreciate you, man. Ronnie, as always. Nick, thanks for tanking. K-Wolves, thank you for offering the tank. You're the man. Rob, thanks for the re-membership. That's what we're calling it. Geek, have a good one. Appreciate you. All Things Trek, have a good one, man. Iceman, happy Sunday to you. GG's, everyone. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.